Hello everyone, my name is Ray, and in this one we're going to be talking about the Independencia once again. This is going to be the third or fourth video where we talk about her, but Wargaming just loves throwing changes at this carrier even before she reaches the live server testing for some reason, so here we are. Just note that for TLDR, you don't want to watch the full thing, I'll just say right now, this devlog kills the carrier entirely. It will make it so that if she doesn't get any type of help during the live server testing, she will take the podium as the worst carrier of tier 8 or tier 10. So what changed? First things first, torpedo bombers, they were focused on. The regeneration time has been buffed from 200 seconds to 165. The starting amount of aircraft for torpedo bombers has been increased from 5 to 8. That means that once you start the game, you can take off with your full squadron. The torpedo bombers also got a nerf from 5400 to 5067. This is now matching Midway's alpha per torp, but instead of Midway having 6, the Independencia has 8. So she does have more total alpha, but even still, it does not save her from this next change, which is the combat instructions is being removed. Now, if you guys don't remember, please watch my previous video. I talk about the combat instructions, go over the stats and what it provides to the ship. It basically makes it so that it stands out from every other carrier that we have in the game. It makes its own playstyle where you would generally focus on tactical squadrons to ramp up that combat instructions bar. Once it's filled up, it gives you a really good regeneration time on your planes, and I believe on your tactical squadrons as well. So you're able to keep that rotation, keep that tempo up. And any mistake with any of your squadrons, you will lose that tempo. It will basically put you behind for the rest of the match. But now that this is removed, this means that the carrier has lost its flavor. The carrier has lost its entire gimmick, its entire reason to be in the game in the first place. And there's no reason to really play this thing. And you could just play any other carrier that we have in the game, specifically Essex or Midway. Cool thing though, model is finished. As we can see there, they're the Corsairs all the way in the back. And they're the, I think that's the destroyers at the front. Those will be carrying the bombs and the torpedo bombers. Rockets will be in the back. So, devlog changes. We continue on with the fighter update. So basically, TLDR, fighters will no longer be able to spot things. It's a very big change. This will be happening starting in 2026, January 2026. We will see some other changes with the airstrikes and such. So fighters no longer spot. This works for both ship-based patrol fighters and squadron-dropped fighters. Big thing here, though, for these fighters is they're now able to attack HE and ASW airstrikes. So things like Dutch airstrikes or anti-submarine airstrikes. Well, apparently what they're saying is that the stats or the tag time that these fighters will have against this specific airstrikes is going to be buffed immensely, and it will basically be like an instant tag. And the cool thing about this is if they tag onto an airstrike of Dutch airstrike or ASW, they will be continuing to fly around in their, in their designated location, and they can actually tag onto multiple of these airstrikes with a single consumable use, which is very cool. So that means that with one fighter squadron, basically it means you can take down maybe 3, maybe 5 Dutch squadrons or ASW squadrons. Meanwhile, if it tags onto other fighter squadrons, it'll only be a one-time use. This is very flexible for the fighter squadron, and now that they lost their spotting, there's really no need for anyone to waste their ASW or Dutch airstrike on these fighter squadrons, outside of the very niche case where you want to help your own carrier so they can strike that target that the fighter is protecting. For the most part though, because these fighters don't spot at all, interceptors might be the way to go from this update forward. Mainly because if you put down your fighter squadron, other people will now be able to forcibly tag that squadron with their own airstrike. So I don't know how many airstrikes there's going to be for the fighter to despawn. But if it's something like 3 to 5, it'll be still very easy to despawn that fighter squadron. So interceptor skill might be a must now for carriers. There's like no downside of it at all anymore, other than the fact that it takes 3 points, which is still very expensive. What this means, though, in the future as we move forward is because the CV rework is coming around, well, they said it was coming in 2026. This basically means that when the carrier's skill tree gets updated or changed around, there is a chance that interceptor skill could be reduced, like buffed from a 3-pointer to potentially 1-pointer or 2-pointer. We don't really know. I don't know personally what's going to happen, but I can see this being as a window to multiple changes with the interceptor and fighter skills. So that's something that I am looking forward to. The thing is, though, in general, this fighter update will be allowing more flexibility with this squadron, or this consumable, rather. And now, as we remember from the teased clips from the CV rework, where you have special tactical consumables where you can place your fighter in a large radius from your flying squadron, it'll allow even more flexibility now. So hooray for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these changes. Very big changes overall to the potential interceptor skill and the fighter's update, but mainly RAP Independencia, you will be missed until Wargaming devs decide to do something cool with her. Very sad to see her go. It's only lasted just a very brief time, but we shall see how the game or how the devs move forward with this carrier. Anyways, you guys stay healthy. It's a weekend now, so see a lot of people are subscribing. A lot of people are joining the membership, which I do appreciate every single one of you. I do read your comments and I do try to respond to you guys, but you know, it's always very difficult when you do get like 50 comments a week. So yeah, I always appreciate you guys. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have a good one. Peace.